Thank you to Beverly White and the board for making these difficult decisions through this past several months. I wanted to share a few points with you for those of you who will be joining us for in-person worship. If you have been sick, if you have a fever of greater than 100 degrees, if you have been exposed to someone who has had the virus, if you lost your sense of taste or smell, then we ask that you remain worshiping remotely. We are not monitoring temperatures at the door. We need you to monitor that yourself prior to you coming in. All people who enter the building must wear a mask at all times. If you have to remove your mask, please step outside. We really ask that you wear it properly over your nose, around your mouth. This doesn't count. Deal? All right. All persons upon entry must use hand sanitizer or proceed immediately to the restrooms. Wash your hands for 20 seconds with soap and water, then come back, join us for being together. Please maintain 6 feet of social distancing at all times. There are people among us who are having underlying health conditions and still are choosing to be in the worship space for in-person worship. We do not always know who those people are. If we just decide, well, just this one time and we continue to infringe upon their space, we're really creating an unhealthy, harm potential space for that person. Please, if you didn't come with somebody, keep that 6 feet of distance and don't get offended if someone starts backing away from you if they feel like that you're inside that window. The seating capacity in both worship spaces is limited to the social distancing capabilities. If we end up at a limiting place, we'll let you know. Basically, the chairs in the 917 will be spaced out appropriately. If you are in the 1030 service, you'll notice that pews are designated with pieces of paper in them. In other words, they're a little funny saying this row is closed to you or that kind of thing. There are some rows that do not have pieces of paper limiting access there. Sit there. We ask you to kind of keep social distancing among those who are not in your germ bubble or in your family group. It's hard to say this to Methodists. Please do not grab someone and just hug them. Also, even harder, I just cannot hardly stand to say this, please don't sing. It turns out that continues to be that and going to a bar are the two riskiest things that we possibly can be engaged in time and again. That's what we're seeing. If you want to mumble underneath your mask, I'll tell you that's what I do. I cannot help it. When I hear some kind of a hymn, I'm sitting there and kind of, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Obviously, that is what it is. Please just don't be singing out loud. With responsive readings, similarly, please don't be saying those out loud. You'll notice in both worship spaces that there is a new camera gear setup in the middle of the worship space. In the 917, there's a little bit in the middle, but it's off to the right, so most of the seating will be set up to your left as you walk into the space. Be mindful of the wires that are running there, and we really shouldn't have to have people crossing over where that area is. In the 1030 service, the HD camera is set up in the center aisle right now. It also has some wires, but those cannot be avoided if we were to use that back center entrance. That back center entrance is closed temporarily. You're asked to enter through one of the side doors and to come in. And if you need to sit in the middle, then you can go down front and then loop back around to sit in that middle section. Those are both temporary setups. The board, the trustees, our video team, they're working on ways to get more permanent installations together for HD cameras. You'll notice there are no refreshments. There will not be donuts. There will not be coffee for obvious reasons. We do not have hymnals or other things in the pews right now in the 1030 service. If you do have an offering, like a tangible offering you want to bring and place into the basket, into the offering plates, we are not passing plates or buckets right now. There are baskets in the narthex you can simply bring that with you, place it there, and then the ushers will go ahead and take that as they normally do. For now, the giving kiosk is not open, okay? As of right now, we do not have childcare available. We'll see how that goes into the future. I wanted to also let you know that we're, in spite of our best instincts, we're not going to be saying, why weren't you in worship? We know some of you are having to make the difficult choice to not be in person. If that's for health reasons, if that's maybe you're in an at-risk category, we do not want to create some artificial pressure for you to return to worship. So you're not going to hear us saying we miss you. We do miss you, okay? Of course we would love to see your face. But we're not going to go through and say, oh, why weren't you in church? Does that make sense? One last note, you're going to be hearing about the board also is going to begin piloting groups returning to in-person activities inside the facility. We've had wonderful outside group activities with the youth group. I know we've had Coffee in the Patch. There have been all these great things that have been going on. We, in November, beginning this Sunday, will have youth, handbells, and confirmation during the month of November. Each group you will be contacted as to activities. But those 3 groups in the month of November are going to be our pilot group. How's it going? Are we having any kind of spread happening in there? If those go well, the board is looking in December to January opening up more activities. If those don't go so well, there you go. With that said, if your group or activity is not the youth, confirmation, or handbells, hang in there. We're trying to do this in a way that our wonderful medical community are advising us, following CDC guidelines, doing the best we can to make sure that we do no harm while we adapt to this current reality. God bless you all. And for those of you who are remembering somebody this Sunday for All Saints, God bless you. We are with you as your church, and it'll be a holy and a sacred day that we share together. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you. Bye-bye.